Chances are, if you clicked on this video, you probably know what the Mongol invasion was. You just might not know why it happened. Either that, or you do know why it happened and are just checking to make sure I'm not spreading misinformation. If that's the case, please go away. But for anyone who doesn't know what the Mongol invasion was, I'll summarize as quickly as I can. It's the 1200s. This place in Asia is full of Mongols. It is known as Mongolia, and the Mongols are a nomadic kingdom of horsey riders. But they're pissed, and they thirst for rape, conquering, and genocide. They make it all the way to Africa and Europe doing those things, enslaving people and toppling civilizations along the way. Back in Asia, that wall thousands of people died to build, forget that. That crap frickin' sucks. They did what the kids call an ownage on China, multiple times. And all that territory they collected is why they were the largest contiguous land empire in history. But then, out of nowhere, after almost a century, all their most powerful kings had died, and their territories were all like, wait, we all speak different languages and follow different religions, so why don't we just split up while there's nobody smart in power? And so they did. So that's what the Mongol Empire was and why they fell. They were spread far too thin and lots of their territories were continuously fighting for their independence back anyway. But why did they want all these territories in the first place? Seems like they probably weren't a struggling people if they had enough warriors in good enough shape to steal the majority of Eurasia. Wrong. Well, they were in pretty good shape and materially well off, but their circumstances meant that shouldn't have been the case at all. Look at Mongolia. I mean, what the S? There's nothing here. How do you survive in the grass desert? Yes, they drank horse milk and ate horse meat, still do, but what they needed were weapons, okay? They needed tools and silk and stuff. That lack of resources is one of the reasons why the kingdom was constantly conquering smaller tribes in order to steal their stuff and recruit new warriors. The problem is, with every new installment of warriors, that's even more people that need to be paid and fed. So you gotta conquer even more stuff. They also had lots of trade routes with their neighbors though, which was pretty nice because it doesn't involve killing, and only 1% of Mongolia is farmable. Big boys gotta eat. So yeah, it pretty much seems inevitable that eventually they'd exhaust their supply of new tribes to kill, so they'd spread out west doing the same thing, capturing territories, raping, but it wasn't all about resources. The guy who united Mongolia, maybe you've heard of him, Genghis Khan? He also had a few vengeful grudges, and a belief that it was his duty to spread Tengrism across the world. They also tried diplomacy a few times. In fact, this guy from modern-day Persia was sent a letter once that said, "I am master of the lands of the rising sun, while you rule those of the setting sun. Let us conclude a firm treaty of friendship and peace." And this dude was all like, okay. Psych! And he killed a Mongol caravan of traders and diplomats. Then Genghis ground the Khwarezmian Empire into dust, and this one frickin' guy is sometimes credited with being the reason the Mongols went even further west. Nice. So nobody knows all the exact or most prominent reasons the Mongols wanted to conquer so much, but it was likely a bunch of factors, these ones included. Just remember kids, warmongering and committing mass violations of human rights isn't cool, unless you'd become super famous for it, and 800 years later, you're the reason why people have ever even heard of your birthplace. Then, everyone will love you.